Good evening. I welcome you all to today's talk on aging with grace and health. I'm Supraja, a nutritionist and holistic health coach, and I am your host for today. Supporting me are co-hosts Vinita Punjabi and Shalini Kocha, who are facilitators with Sharan. Sharan stands for Sanctuary for Health and Reconnection to Animals and Nature, founded by Dr. Nandita Shah. At Sharan, we believe that holistic health is the right of every individual. Our mission is to empower you to reach your highest health potential with long term lifestyle changes. We help people to reverse lifestyle disorders through nutrition and holistic health programs. Today's talk on aging with grace and health is by Seema Nayak, who was determined to avoid getting diabetes like her parents. Her research led her to Dr. Nandita's seminar, and overnight she transformed her lifestyle. So let's hear from Seema on the health benefits she gained and also the secrets to aging gracefully.
Thank you, Supraja, and welcome all of you to today's session. I hope you all are doing well and keeping safe. Adding to what Supraja said about me, I was not only terrified of getting diabetes like my parents, I was also low in immunity. At any given time of the year, I had a cough and a cold. So when I attended the day-long seminar by Dr. Nandita Shah on reversing hypertension and diabetes, I got to learn a lot of things that day. The main thing was that our food can either make us sick or it can heal us. So almost immediately, I changed my food choices. I also joined the 6 weeks program of health gain and weight loss by Reina and Rose, and that put me firmly on the Sharan lifestyle. And now I can confidently say that I'm not going to get diabetes. My immunity is quite high, which has stood me in good stead these days. I have lost a lot of weight and I'm much more focused and clear in my thinking. So coming to today's topic, aging with grace and health. Why did I choose this topic? You know, I started graying in my late 20s, and by the time I was 40, I was almost 50% gray. And that is no age to be gray, right? My skin started drying up and I started getting wrinkles. And I wondered what was it that, why is this topic dear to me? Because like I said, I started graying, and by the age of 40, I was almost 50% gray. I knew something was drastically wrong, but I didn't know what it was. And after I started the Sharan lifestyle, I realized that food has got a lot to do with our aging. So I wanted to share all my learnings with you. So give me a few seconds till I share my screen. Can you see my screen, Supraja?
Yes, Seema, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. I've made my session very simple. There are no complicated things in it. There's no rocket science in it. I'm sure you all will get all your answers to all your queries. If there are any questions, we'll keep it for the end. We have disabled the chat box to everyone. However, there will be times during the session where I will ask you all specific questions. So please respond to that to the host, Supraja. Any problem you have, please direct your questions to her. We will have some fun during this session too. So all those who have come to a Sharan event for the first time, Sharan, like you know, stands for Sanctuary for Health and Reconnection to Animals and Nature. Our goal is to help you realize your highest potential of health, to help you lead a life without medicine, and to heal yourself through food. This organization was started by Dr. Nandita Shah around 15 years back. She's also the author of the best-selling book, Reversing Diabetes in 21 Days. And she also was awarded the Nari Shakti Puraskar Award by the President of India in 2016 for her work in the field of health and disease reversal. What will we discuss today? We'll discuss what is aging, the journey of aging, what are the signs and implications, and how do we age with grace and health. Before that, let me give you a few statistics. On an average, our lifespan has increased to 75 plus years. Why is this important? Around 2 or 3 decades back, people used to pass on at the age of 50 or 60. They never got to see years beyond 75. And that was because the medical care system was not so advanced, neither did it have such a wide reach. But we all know now that medical systems and care have reached every nook and corner of the world. And that has helped us to prolong our lives. But we need to find out whether these 15 or 20 years that we have been granted, are they disease free, or are we just managing our disease with the help of medications? By 2015, 1/6 of the world, that is 16% of the world, is going to be in the senior age, that is above 65 years, out of which 23 crores are going to be in India alone. Again, why is this important? If, according to popular belief, old age is accompanied by disease, and if you let that be, that means at any given time after 2015, there will be 23 crore people looking for medical care. And that is going to be a big burden on the medical system, as like we saw it now during the pandemic, and it is not going to be able to cope up. So we need to ensure that our health is at its optimum. We need to take health in our own hands and see that we are disease free and not disease managed in our senior years. All our lives, we work towards everything, right? We work hard at studies, we work hard to get a job, we work hard to keep the job, we work hard at our relationships, on our marriage, we work hard to bring our children up. And there's only one thing that we don't have to work for, which comes to us without any effort, and that is age. The only thing that comes to us without effort is age. You can very happily sit in a chair in the corner and you'll grow older. So when I say aging or aged, what comes to your mind? What is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say aging? What are the visions? If you can type it in the chat box to your host, Supraja, she'll help me with the answers. Can you type in the chat box, what is the vision that comes to your mind when you think of aging?
Sharnava says ailments, Sophia says illness, Raghunath says getting fragile, health issues, Falguni says wisdom, Golobi says memory issues, Suji says loneliness, Mamta says gray hair. There are a whole host of answers.
Yes, yes. So there are some stereotypical things, visions that come to our mind when you think of aging, right? The first thing that comes is wrinkled skin, dry skin, gray hair. Getting old, that means you start stooping, you need to a walking stick to walk, or even a wheelchair. But let me show you some pictures. How old do you think this gentleman is? He's Lou Corona, and he's 68 years old. And he's still running a huge business empire. And he's known for his incredible core strength. He's known to do leg lifts while hanging from an overhead bar. Look at this lady. Look at her glowing skin and her beautiful hair. She's Annette Larkins, all of 78 years old. She is known as the ageless woman, and she walks for more than 20,000 steps every day. She has a huge garden which she looks after herself. Look at this lady. She's Mimi Kirk, 82 years old. She's an internationally renowned lecturer and author. She's also a chef and a life coach. So what is the secret of these individuals ranging from 68 to 82? At this age, most of us may be, suffering from some disease or the other. So what is their secret? Where do they find this enthusiasm for life? Where do they get this abundant energy? How are they able to do such things at such ages? Their secret is a plant-based diet. All of them eat only plants and mostly raw. So which brings me to the Sharon's 5-point plan regarding the diet that we advise. We advise people to have only plant-based. Remove anything that comes from an animal, be it its meat, its eggs, its milk, or its secretions. Have everything that is organic and whole, nothing refined, nothing processed. Have your vegetables and fruits with their skins on. And check your two vital vitamins, which is B12 and vitamin D, at regular intervals. If you're deficient in them, please supplement. You'll find more information on this on our website, sharan-india.org. Now let's look at the definition of aging. Aging, very simply put, is the process of becoming older, right? Very simple. So if I show you this picture of this baby and say this baby is aging, you may be shocked. However, it is true because this baby is one day older than what he was yesterday. And that stays true for all of us. We are all one day older than we were yesterday. We are 1 month older than we were last month, and so on and so forth. So at whatever age we are all getting older and aging. So let's look at the journey of aging. How do we age down the years? If I depict it pictorially, it would be like this. The different stages of our life. We begin as a toddler, as a baby, as a toddler, then preschool, where we are very playful, then these terrible teens, junior school, then the adolescents, where the hormones play real havoc, and then we go on, we get our first job, we start a family, we work hard at our jobs, then we work towards retirement, and finally we retire and lead a retired life. At each of these stages is different from the other, and each of them has its own requirements in terms of physical, nutritional, mental, or spiritual needs. If you remember, when we were smaller, at around 8 or 9 years old, we just couldn't wait to get older. We used to wear our mother's and our father's clothes and their shoes. We used to pick up their laptops and their purses and pretend to go to office, right? We just couldn't wait to get older. And then we went to college. We got our degree. We couldn't wait to get our driving license. We wanted to get a job. We wanted to earn our own money, move out of the shadow of our parents, get our own house, get married, start a family. And then we thought that was all there was to life. We have achieved everything we want in life. And then age started showing. Then we wanted to hide our age. This picture might be very dramatic and extreme, but it's just to depict that the older we get, the younger we want to look. Isn't that true? Once we start showing wrinkles and our hair changes color, we do everything to make us look younger. We long for yesterday. We long for the yesteryears where we had youth on our side. So what do? We start dyeing our hair. We start investing in anti-aging skin treatments, those miraculous potions that promise to remove the wrinkles and make our face glowing. We wear clothes and haircuts which we may have never worn at that age. It's really not my business to tell you all how we should look or how anyone else should look. However, I would urge you all to check what is in your hair and skin products. We know that most of them are full of chemicals which could lead to hair fall, allergies, and we all know that chemicals are hormone disruptors, and prolonged use of chemicals can lead to cancer. How many of you all knew that it takes only 26 seconds for anything that you put on your skin to penetrate deep inside? So I would urge you all to check the ingredients of your hair and skin products. If there's anything that you do not know or seems a little suspicious, do check it out on this website called cosmeticsdatabase.com, which will give you all the details of any ingredient of your products. And I would also urge you to shift to organic if you want to look something else other than your natural self. So which brings me to I promised you all some fun, right? So let's play our first brain teaser. I'm going to show you all two shapes of two colors. And you have to tell Supraja, you'll have to tell her in the chat box, which one do you all think is the larger of the two? I think it's the red one. So if you agree with me, type red in the chat box. If you all think it's the green, type green in the chat box.
So Ashwini says red and Mamta says red. Pankaja says red. Yeah, we're having a lot of answers that are red. Bela and Sushma, everybody's saying red. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for agreeing with me. However, both the shapes are of the same size. This is something called Jastrow's illusion. And if you see that both of them are of the same size. So coming to the other definition of aging. Aging is the accumulation of changes over time, including physical, psychological, and social changes. There are two ways in which we age. The primary one is the internal one. Nature has intended for us to age, for us to slow down. Our molecular and cellular structure does slow down. It has to, otherwise we would live forever, right? But the rate at which we age depends on external factors like diet, what we eat day in and day out. Is it healthy for us? Is it clean? The way we live our lives. Do we sleep enough? Do we have any habits like smoking, drinking excess alcohol? Do we have enough sleep? How do we work? How much do we work? The environment, the air pollution, where do we work? What is the environment at our office? Is it toxic? Is it pleasant? And of course, stress. So when I came to know about this, I realized that my premature aging was because of all external factors. I used to live in Bombay, which you know has got a very high air pollution. Life is so stressful, so hectic there. My diet was all wrong before I changed to the Sharan lifestyle. I used to eat meat and milk and eggs, which we now know that it doesn't do anything good for our system. My lifestyle was all wrong. I worked round the clock sometimes. I didn't get enough sleep. I didn't eat enough on time. And of course, stress. I took on too much stress on my job, more than necessary, and that was my fault. Also, I took in the stress of the animals that I ate. We all know that meat and milk and animal products have a lot of stress in them. So when we eat this, we take in that extra stress. So why do we fear aging? I'm sure all of us, including myself, we fear aging. So why do we fear aging? Can you all write in the chat box? What is it about aging that you are scared of? Can you write in the chat box to Supraja?
Sophia says the disability to do things. Lena says being dependent. Sharon says not being valuable. And Dolly says increased dependence. Anuradha says not being loved anymore. Pratyusha says prone to illness and therefore suffering. Yeah.
Right. So if we look at these fears of aging, I can group them into social, psychological, and physical. So let's tackle each of them one by one. So when we say social, the effects are you tend to start having less friends, you slow down, you're lonely, like someone said. You know, sometimes everyone goes about their own lives, your children grow up and they start leading their own lives. Technology that we can see right now, technology is growing by leaps and bounds. And as we grow older, we find it a little difficult to keep up with it. And most devastating of all, the loss of our youthful looks, which we already discussed. So how do we overcome it? I know that some friends will fall away. So let's learn to make new friends. And this time, let's learn to make friends across ages so that we get a full perspective of life. Let's have friends who are younger than us, and let's have friends who are older than us. Let's learn to maintain good relations with our spouse, with our family, with our children, with our office mates, with our neighbors. And then we won't feel the loneliness. If we have time on our hands, let's learn new things that will that will make us meet new people. Let's learn to be good company. As we grow older, we start getting more and more rigid in our thoughts. We think it is either my way or the highway. I have seen life, so why can't people listen to me? However, that will not work. So let's learn to be a little flexible, and we will soon see how many people we attract to ourselves. And let's learn to accept reality. Aging is not a disease, it is a natural process of life. Let's learn to accept that all of us are getting older. All of us have to get older. It's not that we are going to live here forever. So let's accept it. Let's accept the way we look and see how liberated you feel once you start accepting it. Let's come to the psychological effects and how to overcome. Fear of dependency, like someone says. If we think that old age is accompanied by disease, we will think that we are going to be physically dependent on others. We lose our ability to think sharp. Everything becomes a little hazy the more older we get. We lose our enthusiasm for life sometimes. There's no more passion. Once we think that we have seen everything there is in life, we lose our passion. We have sleep issues. Remember when we were children, the moment we hit our heads, the moment our heads touched the pillow, we would fall asleep. But no longer as we get older. We struggle and we toss and turn in our bed. And finally, we start forgetting things. So how do we overcome this? Let's overcome a fear of dependency by ensuring that we have good health. If you have good health, even into your later years, you're not going to be dependent on anyone. You can take care of yourself. Let's not multitask. We, in our wisdom, think that if we do 10 things at the same time, we are going to save time. That's not true at all. Studies have shown that if you multitask, you're not doing any good to your brain, nor are you doing any good to the 10 things that you're doing. All of them will be mediocre and your brain is going to be confused. All of us have a child within us. Let's learn to keep that child alive. This is different from being childish. I'm saying there's a child in us, let's keep him alive. Let's be curious. Let's go back to how we were as children. We were curious about everything. We asked questions. We found joy in the small, small things. So let's go back to being children. Let's cultivate good habits. These will give us good sleep at night. Let's have our last meal at night, a little light. Let's have it 3 hours before we go to sleep. Let's turn off all our screens, that is our TV, our laptop, our mobile, at least 1 hour before we go to sleep. And let's sleep in a dark room without any noise and see how well you will sleep. It will take some time, but you will get good sleep. And memory loss. How do we tackle memory loss? Do things that will sharpen and keep your mind active. As we get older, we like to get into a routine and that stops challenging our mind. So learn to do new things. I myself love to do the Sudoku or the crossword which comes in the newspaper. These days, all newspapers have this. Plus, I've downloaded this app called Lumosity on my mobile, which throws up 3 new games every day. And they're great fun. And it really keeps my mind sharp. Let's come to physical, the most devastating of it all, right? We think old age has to be accompanied by physical changes. And what are they? As we grow older, it affects every system of our life, right? Especially the cardiac. We have cardiac issues, hypertension, diabetes. Our bones start getting brittle and more prone to fractures. We have aches and pains. A muscle loses its tone. We have indigestion problems. Either we are constipated or we have upset stomachs. Urinary problems. Our eyesight and our teeth become weak. Our skin starts drying up and wrinkles start showing. Our hair start losing our hair, and we lose interest in physical intimacy. Now, this is a long laundry list, right? And We have learned to think that this is a part and parcel of life. Also, the most devastating of it all, like someone said, we feel weak. There's loss of energy. Also, the way that males and females age is different. Both these long list of diseases that I said or afflictions of old age will affect both the genders. However, each gender is more prone to some of them. We all know that women will go through menopause. That is a full stoppage of all reproductive activity, which is accompanied by devastating changes like mood swings and hot flashes and weight gain. There's loss of libido, and the bones of women start to fracture much earlier than the men. Men also show changes in their reproductive system called andropause, but then it never comes to a full stop. It just starts petering down. They're more prone to cardiac issues. They lose their memory faster and their hair. So should we take all this as a part and parcel? Should we take it as a given? Should we just say, oh, we are getting older, so it's time to fall ill? I will say no. There is hope. There's hope in a plant-based lifestyle. If we remove all the animal products from our plate, these are the benefits that you'll have. Prevention and reversal of lifestyle diseases like diabetes and hypertension. You can maintain your optimum weight, reduction in aches and pains, clarity in thoughts and better sleep, better digestion, easier menopause, and of course, increase in energy, as we saw in those 3 individuals that I showed you earlier. Plus, because you don't have all these afflictions that are generally associated with old age, you'll be more confident, you can enjoy life more. And because you have stopped contributing to the cruelty of animals and the destruction of the earth, you will be full of compassion. We have a lot of testimonials on senior citizens who have seen all these changes in their life after they have switched to plant-based, and you can find them on our YouTube channel. Studies have shown that plant-based diets can reduce up to 50% your risk of getting diabetes, heart disease, strokes, and even Alzheimer's. But here I am encouraging you all to eat more vegetables and fruits. And most of you all must be saying, how boring. Who wants to eat salads all the time? If you all think plant-based diet is boring, what would you say about this? And this? And these? Don't these dishes look beautiful? Doesn't your mouth start watering? Don't you feel like just grabbing this and eating? So all these dishes were made by this beautiful lady called Shakun Bhaktani, who adopted a whole food plant-based diet at the age of 70. And she's here with us today to talk to us about exactly that. So this is Shakun, who turned whole food plant-based, like I said, at the age of 70. And she's been following this lifestyle for the last 4 years. And she's found a new zest in life. She says she's found a new lease in life. She loves to travel the world. This is her with her husband while she's traveling. She loves to cycle. And like I said, she's kept the child within her alive. This is her with her beautiful granddaughter. Isn't this lovely? Isn't she an inspiration? So Shakun seems to believe that age is just a number. And like Mark Twain said, age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. We talked about the afflictions of getting old, right? And we also talked about how we can overcome it. So old age is just not accompanied with only afflictions. There are some benefits of getting older, which are you gain wisdom because of your experience. You gain in confidence. You have seen the world, so you are more confident. Your priorities are right. You've stopped running after the wrong things in life. People learn to respect you. You're able to manage your emotions better. And if you have retired, you're finally out of the rat race. You don't have to compete with everybody. You have more time to yourself. You can enjoy family time. You can enjoy your grandkids. You can spend time with your family. And you can give back to society. Maybe all those years that you were busy studying and working, you wanted to do a lot of things for society, but you just didn't have the time. So once you retire, you have the time and you can give back to society. Plus, if you're inclined towards travel or to learning new things, you can do that too. So, which brings me back to the brain teaser. And this is our second brain teaser. I'm going to put up a table and you have to, and there's an error in the table, and you all have to type in the chat box to host Supraja, what is the mistake in this? Look carefully at this table and tell me what is the error in this. Please write in the chat box to Supraja.
I am, somebody says the 2 is smaller. Okay, not getting too many answers, but yes, there are some people who are saying that, oh, suddenly now everybody's realized that mistake is mistake.
Ah, okay, y'all got me there, right? The mistake in this is that the word mistake has been spelled wrongly. Thank you for joining in this brain teaser. So all of us at some age, or whatever age we are at, we have regrets. So what is the one regret that you have? You may be 20, you may be 30, you may be 50, you may be 70. Is there any regret that you have? Can you all write in the chat box to host Supraja? What is the one regret that you have?
So Divya says traveling more. She regrets not traveling more.
Okay.
Raghunathan says spending more time with family. Dolly says she didn't take up a sport she loved. Falguni says not spending, there's just too many of them, not choosing a career path by Nitya and Sharnavas. Somebody saying doesn't exercise, not regularly exercising, Anuradha says. Lakshmi says. Madhu says learning good things late in life. Yeah, Krishna says not visiting old friends. And I mean, all of us have regrets. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for writing in the chat box and opening your hearts. Yes, all of us have regrets at whatever stage we are in. So let me talk about Bronnie Ware, who was an Australian companion nurse. Her job was to look after patients in their last stages of life. And she used to have these long conversations with them. And she was marveling at the clarity that they had. And when she used to ask them what were the regrets, or was there anything that they, and every time she talked about her to her patients about if they had any regrets, they were very clear in their conversation. And she found out that there were a lot of common themes in what she talked about in her among her patients. And she went ahead and wrote a blog on this because her patients told her that she must take this message further. People should not have regrets in their late ages. So her blog garnered at least 1 million views very quickly in just 3 or 4 weeks. And she was encouraged to write a book called The Top 5 Regrets of the Time. She wrote this book just because her patients told her to carry the message forward. And she categorized all these regrets and she made 5 of them. And the first one, I'll take you all through all of them. The first one was, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. This will seem very, very familiar, right? We are taught from the beginning to live a life according to what our parents want us to, or what our teachers want us to behave like, then what our boss wants us in college, what our life partner wants us to be like, and finally what our children want us to be. Somewhere along the way, we lose our own identity. We give way, we say bye-bye to our dreams. And when it's too late, we realize that we have not lived a life true to ourselves. The second regret was, I wish I hadn't worked so hard or so much. All our lives, you're working hard at something and getting good marks in school and college, getting a good job. when we work very hard to get that promotion, to save enough for ourselves and for our families, for their education, for our children's marriages. And if we are at home and working in the kitchen, we want to make the best dishes. So all the time we are working for our loved ones. And finally, when it's too late, we realize that the very people that we work for, we have lost touch with them and we are strangers to them. The third biggest regret was I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. We are all sentient beings. We all have different feelings like fear, we feel love, we feel anger, we feel jealousy, we feel envy, we feel joy, we feel peace, all these feelings. But society has taught us that we should just put up a best front. All these negative feelings that we have should not be shown. So we are taught to bottle them up, and which may give rise to the trauma and tantrums at the end, or it can lead to depression. The fourth biggest regret was I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Remember those days in school and colleges when our friends were our lifeline. We loved our friends. Sometimes they were more important to us than our family. We couldn't think of life without them. But as we grew older, as we started leading our own lives, they also started leading their own lives. We lost touch with them. And the fifth biggest regret was I wish that I had let myself be happier. Happiness is not a crime. Happiness is a choice. However, we are so scared to show our happiness because how can we be happy, right? When everything around us is so sad, how can we be happy when there's so much sorrow in the world? So we tend to not to show our happiness to others. And when it's too late, we realize that we have just bottled up our happiness. We have just been sad all our lives. So just to recap, these are the 5 main regrets people have. And when I read this blog, I made up my mind that I'm going to change my life around. I'm going to make sure that I don't have these regrets later on in my life. But there is still one regret that I do have, and that is I wish I had turned plant-based earlier. I was in my late 40s when I heard the news from Nandita Shah about the health benefits of turning plant-based. I wish I had learned about it earlier. However, I'm happy that I immediately changed my food choices. I'm happy that I've reaped the benefits of turning plant-based. I'm happy that I'm no longer contributing to the destruction of the environment, nor am I contributing to the cruelty of animals. Which brings me to our third brain teaser. First, I'm going to show you an example, and you all have to then solve the next one. This is something called a rebus. In these letters is hidden a very common phrase. Can you all guess what it is? It is health in your hands. Did you all get that? Health in your hands. So now I'm going to show your quiz. When you'll see it, think of the common phrase that is there and put it in the chat box to Supraja. What does this rebus remind you all of?
So somebody says about travel. Bela says travel overseas. Devika says travel overseas. Minnie says travel overseas. Deepika, travel overseas. Lena says travel around. Riddhi says travel by sea.
Okay, that's wonderful. Most of you all have got it right. Yes, it is travel overseas. So did you all get that? Those who didn't, yes, this is called a rebus where familiar phrases are put in some words which are a little confusing. Travel overseas, it may be some time before we start doing that again, right? So Andy Rooney, the famous American journalist who himself lived up to the ripe old age of 92, he said that it is a paradox that everyone wants to live as long as they can. They want to see their children grow up, have successful careers and lives and families. They want to see their grandchildren grow up, and maybe even some want to see their great grandchildren. So everyone wants to live as long as they can, but nobody wants to get old. This may be because, as we discussed, the fears of aging, but we have seen how we can overcome all of them, right? So your lifespan depends. Don't think it depends on your genes. Don't say that my mother or my father passed away at 50, 60, so I'm going to also live that long. Or don't say that my parents lived up to 80, 90, so my lifespan is 80, 90. No, your lifespan just depends 20% on your genes, and the remaining 80% depends on your lifestyle. So let's look at what this gentleman has to share with us.
My name is Surendra Shah. I'm 86 years old. I'm a civil engineer by profession. I've been vegan for 33 years now. The ethical reason, I didn't think that I should allow calves to be killed or separated from their mothers. I attended a course at TC College conducted by Kavita, and that's when I came to know about it. Yeah, I decided to stop dairy products. Earlier, I had given up silk and leather, cosmetics, and I didn't know at that time that calves are killed for my milk. I missed ice cream.
Okay.
Well, first of all, my health remained good all these 33 years. I've not taken any medicines. And I think I'm much more calmer than I used to be. I didn't used to get very angry earlier. I've calmed down a lot. I'm quite energetic. I walk everywhere. I can walk 10, 12 kilometers at a time. When I go to the US, it's much easier because I was in the US in the 50s, and to be even vegetarian was a big problem.
Right.
Now it is not such a big problem when I go to the US. In India, it's not a big problem because we can always get food without dairy products. My daughter Nandita and son Rajiv, they are vegan. I make soy milk at home. I have a machine. I use that for making soy.
And what do you do with the soy milk? Where do you use it?
I make dahi. I use it for cereal. Basically, that's it.
Okay. How do you get your ice cream now?
I buy them. Vegan ice cream.
You buy.
Wasn't that wonderful? Mr. Shah, who's 86, walks to most places. And he's been vegan for the last 33 years, and he's in the pink of health even at the age of 86. So Shakun, why don't you start by telling us how long you have been following the Shakun lifestyle?
Yeah, I had been following, it was actually always my wish to live, to enjoy my moments of life regardless of age. To do that, I needed to be healthy and fit. So I boldly decided that I want to make these years of my life the best of my life. And I joined Sharon at the age of 70, and now I'm 74.
Wow, that means you have been following this lifestyle for 4 years.
4 years,
how has
yeah.
it benefited you? How has it benefited you?
It has benefited me very in many ways. Basically, the minute I joined, I found a sudden change in my body. I noticed a sudden change in my body. And I found I was very energetic, and I was feeling very light. All my pains and aches, small, they disappeared. And I had good sleep, and my skin was glowing, and I was feeling much fitter. And I fell in love with my body. And at the age of 70, I felt like I was 17.
Yes, we can see all that. Your skin is really glowing. Yes, and we know that you're blessed with lots of energy now. But when we talk to people to change their cooking habits to plant-based, they say it's difficult. How we don't know how to do it. Did you find it difficult? Do you have help?
No, I don't have any help. I did not find it difficult at all. In fact, it was very easily manageable. and I enjoyed the cooking of this. And in fact, I do remember that I had joined Sharon's special classes, Mughlai dishes, and they taught us so well, and they were so tasty, and that made me join Sharon's 6 weeks program.
Wow.
I was so enthused with their cooking, and it was a benefit that the food was tasty also and plus healthy. So I think that was the best thing to do.
Wow. Yes. Yes. And we can see all your dishes that you put up in the WhatsApp group. Yes. So how has your thinking changed? Has this plant-based lifestyle changed your thinking towards life?
Yeah, it is a change in many ways. I am more confident. I'm more relaxed, knowing that I will be able to handle my body issues if there any arises. Then we have our Sharan community on WhatsApp. Those we have nice experiences. We inter-exchange if there are any problems. Then we have Dr. Nandita's consultation if there is any problems. But right now in 4 years time, I have not had any problems. So I'm very much at ease and enjoying life and health to the optimum level.
That's really wonderful to know, Shaku. Do you have any final tips to give our viewers?
Yes, I would love that everybody would try and and see. It is so nice and amazing to have a life full of energy, and you can travel. You can look after yourself so well. No aches and pains. You're not dependent on anyone, and I think that is the best way to live. It's like celebrating your life every moment if you have health. Health is an expression of joy, and I think it is not you can do it not only reverse your age, but even any diseases or anything, you can reverse any ill effects of your health also. So this is the best way, and I would love that everybody would just take a step and experience it. When I could do at this age, why not you guys? Please, please, I would really like you all to experience this wonderful energy that has helped me so much, that now I'm learning many more things, in fact. I mean, it's always like it's a youth of fountain. I'm finding that I've got so much energy. I want to do this, I want to do that. It's amazing. I feel my life has turned so beautifully.
Thank you, Shakun. Thank you for coming across and sharing your views with us. We wish you good
Yeah.
health always.
Thank you. I thank everybody. I thank everybody who's on the panels and all the organizers, and special thanks to Dr. Nandita, the founder. She, her vision of making India diabetic free. And Seema, I thank you for encouraging me to come on this platform to share my experience. And I thank everybody. Wellness greetings from my heart to yours. Namaste.
Namaste, Shakun. You have been an encouragement to us. So let me start
Thank you.
back to my slides.
Thank you. Sorry for the disturbance.
So let's look at this concept called blue zones. There are 5 areas that have been identified across the world, 2 in the Americas, 2 in Europe, and 1 in Japan. And the inhabitants of these areas are mostly centenarians. That means they're almost 100 years old. And the youngest are 70 or 80. And they are all active. They all have abundant energy. They have a strong community feeling among them. They can walk miles and miles every day. They grow their own food even at that age. And the most common thing among them is that they're almost all of them 100% plant-based. So much so that Hector Garcia and Francis Miralles were encouraged to write a book called Ikigai on the Japanese blue zone. And they have come up with the 10 rules to lead a long and happy life. And I'm going to take you all through that. The first one is stay active, don't retire. Just because you've retired from active working at a job doesn't mean you retire from life. It does not mean that you sit in an armchair and listen to and watch TV whole day. All of us are blessed with some talents. So use this time to stay active, to share your learnings. I'm sure there is some joy that you can give others, even in your twilight years. Take it slow. It's been proved that the slower you walk, the further you will reach. Don't try to run against the clock. make time for your family before you turn a stranger to them, as we earlier saw. Don't fill your stomach. We at Sharon say, eat only till you're 80% full. Don't eat till you're completely full and feel sick. The food that you eat is meant to nourish you, not to make you sick. And if you eat mindfully, it will nourish your body more. Surround yourself with good friends. Can you see some familiar faces here? Good friends are a lifeline. There are things that you cannot share with your family, but you can share with your friends. You can share your dreams, your jokes, your laughs, and your secrets with them. It's always good to have good friends with you at whatever age you are. Get in shape. Our body is meant to move. It can be compared to water. Water, when it stands still, becomes stagnant and starts stinking, and it is of no use to anybody. The same way with your body. If you don't move, it will rust, and then you can't do it. It's of no use to you. The inhabitants of the blue zones didn't go gymming. They didn't spend money on expensive private coaches. They just walk and walk, and that's enough to keep them active. So why don't you try walking if you're not doing anything else? Also, exercising gives rise to the happy hormones too. Smile. Learn to smile. Smile increases your face value, as is the common norm. It helps you relax, and it also helps you make new friends. Reconnect with nature. We at Sharan encourage people to reconnect with nature. God has made us to coexist with the animals and nature around us. Let's take small breaks to reconnect with nature, and let's do everything in our power not to destroy nature. Give thanks. Studies have shown that if you fill your life with gratitude, then there's no place for complaints or any negativity to come in. You might say, what is there to be grateful for? Can we look at the world today and say we are grateful for what is there? But the very fact that all of us are here in this session, there is something to be grateful for. Start your day with gratitude, end your day with gratitude, and see how your thinking changes. Keep a gratitude journal. Think of things that you're thankful for. Think of the blessings that God has given you. At the beginning, it might be a little difficult, but before you know it, your book will be full of things to be grateful for. Live in the moment. Break the shackles of yesterday. Don't live in thoughts of yesterday and how life was, how badly it has treated you. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is yet to come. Don't worry about tomorrow. Worrying has never changed. Studies have shown that almost all the things that we worry about never happen. So why worry? Live in the moment. Today and the now is a gift given to you. Enjoy it to the most. And finally, find your purpose. All of us have been put on this earth with a purpose. Your purpose may be different from mine. All have a purpose. Find that thing which will make you want to get out of bed every day. And if you haven't yet found it, make it your mission to find it. So I'm going to recap all of this. You can take a screenshot or a picture of this and see in which area you'll have to change your thinking. The 10 ways to live a long, healthy, and happy life. And when we talk to people about changing their lifestyle, changing towards a plant-based diet, they all tell us, it's too early for us. We are still young. We have a long way to live. Why should we change our diet? Or they say we are too old. It's too late for us to change. But we want to encourage you today that it is never too late or too early to work towards being the healthiest you. I've shown you pictures today of people across ages just to show you all that you all can be aging at any time. You're never too young or too old to change. We played some brain teasers just to show you all that you all can do simple things to keep your mind active. We've gone through the afflictions and how we can overcome all of them. And finally, before leaving, I want to leave you all with this WhatsApp forward that I got. It is a poem in Hindi. I tried very bravely to change it to English, but it didn't make the same impact. So let's listen in what he has to say.
Friends enjoy these beautiful, powerful, deep lines that I found somewhere on WhatsApp. उम्र का बढ़ना तो दस्तूर-ए-जहां है उम्र का बढ़ना तो दस्तूरे जहां है, महसूस ना करें तो बढ़ती कहां। उम्र का बढ़ना तो दस्तूरे जहां है, महसूस ना करें तो बढ़ती कहां है। उम्र को अगर हराना है तो उम्र को अगर हराना है तो शौक जिंदा रखिए। उम्र को अगर हराना है तो शौक जिंदा रखिए। घुटने चले या ना चले, मन उड़ता परिंदा रखिए। घुटने चले या ना चले, मन उड़ता परिंदा रखिए। मुश्किलों का आना तो पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ है। मुश्किलों का आना तो पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ है, और उनमें से हंसकर बाहर आना यही आर्ट ऑफ लाइफ है। और उनमें से हंसकर बाहर आना यही आर्ट ऑफ लाइफ है। टेक केयर, हैव अ गुड डे।
Old age and difficulties are a part of life. To conquer them with a smile is the art of life. I thank you all for your patient listening, and I wish you good health always. I also want to thank Supraja, Vinita Punjabi, and Shalini Kocha for being my support system today. And I hope you all learned a few things today.